Good.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Outside the Box Business Spotlight. It is a beautiful sunny Monday morning, and we are here with Patrick Cawley at Keystone Elder Law in Upper Allen. I've lived here for all my life, so I know where Upper Allen is, and I always refer to it. But sometimes when I say Upper Allen, people are like, "Where's Upper Allen at?" But if you know where Messiah College is and Messiah Village, it's right near there. What road are you guys on here?
We're just off of Gettysburg Pike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just off of Gettysburg Pike here. I mean, you're not even maybe a mile from the college, probably.
Correct, and then in the other direction, the borough of Mechanicsburg. So we're somewhere in between.
Yeah, it's easy to get to. There's an exit on either side of you on Route 15 to be able to exit off and get here. So really easy spot to get to. So here at Keystone Elder Law, how long have you been in business, Patrick?
Well, we just actually this summer passed 10 years in business.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I've been here for a much shorter period of time, but it was originally started by Dave Nesbitt and Marcia Nesbitt when they went through some personal experiences with family members needing legal planning, long-term care needs, and so that's been their mission. It really is a mission that was behind starting the place.
That's great. Yeah, I know that this is a very much a passion of Dave's and yours as well, and you're not just here to provide a service to people, but it's something that you care deeply about and making sure that seniors are getting the proper representation that they need no matter what they're looking for, correct?
Absolutely right. Yes, I mean we take a team approach. There's no lack of motivation when we get out of bed in the morning. I mean there are people who depend on us to be nerds about the law so that they can be prepared for the unexpected.
And a very critical time right now, obviously with COVID. We're going to talk about that a little bit more, but before we do, we are in this beautiful waiting room that is very comfortable. Even a fireplace, perhaps we should even have that on today. It's 2 days of frost in a row now here in central Pennsylvania. Unusual for September, but very relaxing, very accommodating, very comfortable setting that they have set up here for anyone who comes in. So we're actually going to take a little bit of a tour here and come down through the hall and go into a conference room and then sit there and talk a little bit more about what you do and what Dave does here at Keystone Elder Law. So come on down and follow us back to the conference room. Now you have several conference rooms here, correct?
We do, and we have a couple different conference rooms where we meet with clients, and then in the back we have our offices where we tinker away at the legal work, and then across the hall we have a large seminar room that we mainly, in normal times we would have people come in and we'd talk about trusts, or we'd talk about Medicaid for long-term care, and we just put on these public seminars. We're actually using that room now mostly for clients who want to come in and meet in person, but we need to keep that social distance, so that allows us to stay 6 feet apart while still having the personal touch that comes with being in person.
Oh, that's great. And we're going to be using that room, correct, on October 2nd.
We sure are, a couple weeks away.
We're going to have our mixers that Christy Hoffman has been setting up for the Central Pennsylvania Small Business Group, and that's going to be here in that room, so you can come check out the size of the space where they did pre-COVID do these seminars, and hopefully we'll be able to do them again soon, and come out and meet the team here, get a little bit of a taste about what they're doing at Keystone Elder Law, and of course mix in with all of the other local Central Pennsylvania businesses here that have been so amazing and dynamic through this process here that we're in.
And man, I want to say many thanks to you. I mean, I saw when you created the Facebook group right at the start of COVID, and I just thought, man, that is doing such a great thing in a time of isolation, bringing small business people together to share ideas. It's just been a wealth of information for everybody involved. So thanks to you, and thanks of course to Christy Hoffman. If you haven't met Christy, I highly recommend that you get in touch with her. She's just a dynamic person.
Absolutely.
She's a real connector. I mean, and even if it has nothing to do with her own business, she wants other small business people to get together, and just a wonderful person.
And the best part about these mixers, you're 100% right, she is amazing, but the best part about these mixers is it's not that traditional business card exchange,
Right.
Where everybody has a couple of drinks just to get warmed up to say hi. These are very warm and friendly, and people are talking business. We're not just there to exchange cards, like I said, but we're helping each other out with issues that you're having in your business, and we're making connections, and it's a lot of fun. So we hope that you join us out here on Friday, October 2nd at 10 a.m. here at Keystone Elder Law. So I want to dig deep into what it is that you do here, because I think people hear elder law and they're just not quite sure what that is. So tell us a little bit about what you do here.
I don't really understand what it is, but sort of at the core, the foundation is estate planning. And when people think of estate planning, they think, well, I guess I need a will. And a will is important, and we could talk with clients about whether a will or a trust is important, but it's so much more than just what happens to my property when I pass away. I mean, any one of us could go out on the road and get into a terrible car accident. So or we could get sick, we could get COVID. So what we do is all about yes, planning for securing your family with estate planning for after you're gone. But what happens while you're still alive? And you become incapacitated and you can't have a conversation with your doctor, you can't have a conversation with a bank or an insurance company, your bills don't get paid. That's where powers of attorney come in, and that's a huge part of estate planning that often gets overlooked. So that's what we do as a sort of foundation, but now take it to the next level, because there's lots of estate planning attorneys out there, but where an elder law attorney really excels is, think about all the people you know who are taking care of an aging parent, and they have all of the concerns that go with that, and then they're also taking care of their kids, and throw into the mix maybe one of the children has special needs or a disability. So what we do is baked right into our estate planning is what happens if your parent needs to go into a skilled nursing facility. It's just not safe to care for them in the home anymore. Well, going into a skilled nursing facility is not covered by any health plan that you might have, and it costs close to $11,000 every single month in central Pennsylvania. That will burn through the hard-earned savings of a lifetime for just about any family in central Pennsylvania. So there are various public benefits available, Medicaid, veterans benefits, and we know those inside and out. And not only do we know those for when the time comes for long-term care, but we put the tools right into our estate planning documents so that, if dad has a stroke or mom keeps falling down the stairs and has to go for long-term physical rehab for that, we have the ability to protect resources, get them signed up for benefits that will spare them that $11,000 every single month, and keep the hard-earned savings in the family. And when it comes to special needs children, same idea, because it's the same law. Parents of a special needs child will tell you, I will take care of that kid until my last day on earth.
Absolutely.
But what happens to my child when I'm gone? And if they can't hold down a job that comes with medical benefits, they're going to be on public benefits, and you don't want to just leave money to the child that will take away their benefits, which is very easy to do. It's an easy mistake to make. So anytime there are public benefits for long-term care, whether it's an older person or a person with special needs, we plan ahead to help people be ready for whatever comes their way.
So literally people can come to you with I don't know how else to say it, but all of these burdens that they have in their life, and you help bring them together so they have less sleepless nights.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's, whether it's I care for my mother right now, or whether it's caring for a child with special needs, that's on your mind all the time, and the worry never goes away. You don't take all of that worry because you care about the person,
right? But
you take the majority of that worry and put it together and say, this is the part you don't have to worry about anymore. We have it taken care of, right?
Right. We hear that all the time from clients, just the amount of worry, and you can see it on their face when they come in. There's the emotional burden of, let's say, a family who has an older adult in their family, and they have to put this older adult into a skilled nursing facility. They're frustrated. They've tried because they feel it's their duty to care for that person in the home, but it's just not safe. The best care is in that facility. So there's that emotional burden that comes with it. There's all kinds of emotions. And then there's the legal side or the financial side where they think we're going broke. I mean, this is disastrous for the family. And it's not. There are ways, there are solutions, and we will provide those solutions. And we hear all the time from families about how we have restored peace of mind that they thought was, in the rearview mirror for them. And we do that. We have, not only obviously like the public benefits and the legal planning, but we have a registered nurse on our staff who worked in long-term care settings before coming to work with us. She is outstanding at talking to families about the care that their family member is going to need. She goes out to facilities and sits in on care team meetings and advocates for our clients. It's a level of holistic care that the family doesn't anticipate when they first call a lawyer, but we are there sort of to handle everything from the emotional burden to the legal and financial burdens, and to get them through it in a way that all of their worst worries just don't come to pass, because we've found a way through it.
Wow, I just want to back up there a second and kind of repeat that, because I've never heard of that before. So you're saying that you have a nurse on staff here that helps take care of your clients?
Yeah, she's not providing hands-on medical care,
not medical care, but
she knows all of the people at all of the area facilities. She knows which facilities are better for, let's say, physical therapy for an orthopedic injury, or memory care for a dementia patient, and can, based on geography and what's going to be easiest for the family to visit, she guides people through picking the right facility. She then goes out to the facilities and advocates for our clients to make sure they're having interactions with the staff that are appropriate. It's just, yes, we see that as part of the whole. We could write legal documents, but there's a whole other dimension to what people are going through when they come to us.
Well, and that's fantastic, because I'm assuming that you call a typical attorney and have a conversation with them, and then you begin to ask this whole other list of questions, which they say, well, we don't do that, but I might be able to make a recommendation for you. Where here you're saying, well, we actually have someone on staff that'll help walk you through that.
Absolutely. And you know what? We are part of an interconnected web of professionals who serve the older adult population and the special needs population. So we regularly network with them, and so we very frequently need to call on an expert in hospice or an expert in home care for a family that wants as much as possible for as long as possible to keep their loved one in the home. We have those resources just through our connections, and they're valued partners of ours as well. But yes, having a nurse on staff goes a really long way, just because they can see we know what we're talking about, that we know what they're going through, we know what's coming for them. Maybe a diagnosis just happened, and they're part of it is the fear of the unknown, and we can sort of guide them through, this is what you want to plan for, both emotionally, financially, as well as legally.
Now I have to ask you, and I'm going to get a little bit personal here for myself, but I know there's a ton of people out there in the exact same situation. So my father passed away last year in December. And during that time, as just a typical American, I guess, it was like, do you have a will, Dad? Yeah, okay. I guess I thought that was all we needed. And we got the call that he wasn't going to make it through the night. Everybody gathered in the morning, and when it was over, the nurse came up to me right away, and she's like, okay, well, we're doing this with a body, and I need you to, do you have a funeral place selected? And I need you to go to that funeral place, like literally right away. They were like, leave the hospital, go to this place. My family's back at the hospital, but I'm supposed to go to the funeral home and start making arrangements and everything. Right. Could that have been avoided? Could we have come to you and said, together as a family, we want all of this, or even as an individual, I want all of this. Look, Patrick, I don't want my family to be burdened when I pass. I want everything to be taken care of. I want that nurse to come up and say, well, everything's taken care of. You just need to call this number, or oh, we know it's taken care of. All we got to do is call Keystone Elder Law and let them know that this person has passed, or whatever.
That's a very stressful situation, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. And it is a fairly common situation. But to answer your question, yes, there is pre-planning that can be done there. We often bring up pre-planning for funerals, and I say funeral generally, some people don't want the traditional funeral, they want cremation, or they want some sort of donation to science or something like that. But the time to have that conversation is when you still are in decent health and you're of sound mind and so forth. And you're absolutely right. You do that planning in part to leave no doubt for the family who's grieving, who's stressed out, so that they have to immediately start taking care of logistics. The more of that you do ahead of time, the better. It also happens to have a secondary benefit where if you are preparing to go into a nursing home and you need Medicare or you need veterans benefits to help to pay that $11,000 a month, you're only allowed to have so many resources. And if you have this much and you're only allowed to have this much, paying for your funeral ahead of time not only saves your family stress, but it brings down resources in a way that allows you to qualify for benefits. Plus, it's something you were going to need eventually anyway. So it's part of that planning as well. So that, yes, pre-planning for that situation is crucial for a number of reasons that I'd be happy to talk to anybody about and point them in the direction of people who work for funeral homes and deal in pre-planning. But it's a great idea for a lot of those reasons. And the other thing too is you don't always anticipate that your parent is going to be in a hospital, and it can happen suddenly.
Sure.
And so the more that parent has in place a plan for who's going to talk to the doctor if I'm flat on my back in a hospital bed and I'm unconscious, and just really important sometimes end of life decisions have to be made. The more you have that conversation as a family, and it's not just the client of ours, but we encourage them. Talk to your family about this. Maybe you saw your parent or your aunt or uncle hooked up to tubes, for at the end of their life, and you don't want that, or you do want such and such thing to happen with your care. You take away the stress from the family by planning ahead, and you make sure that your own wishes and your own values are honored.
Yeah, that's critically important. I mean, we can't avoid death.
Nope.
We just can't. We don't like to talk about it. We don't like to deal with it. But the truth is, especially for those, and I'm in that class now, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there, when you don't want to put that burden on your family, this is exactly what you need to do, is have these conversations, set things up so that no matter what happens in your future, everything is already taken care of. Whether you can or can't make decisions throughout the process, you have family members that are established to be able to help you through and make those decisions. And you have a firm like Keystone Elder Law behind you the whole time.
Yeah, and well said. And you think about the other things we make plans for. We have car insurance, even though it's mandated by law. But, the chances of you getting into an accident are, a certain percentage. We all have homeowners insurance or renters insurance, even though the chances of something happening to our homes is really low. The chances of needing long-term care, meaning you're going to be incapacitated in your lifetime, are at 70% once you reach the age of 65. 70%. So the chances of being laid up in a facility where you're getting the care you need, but you may not be able to talk to banks and insurance companies, and you may need somebody to make healthcare decisions for you. You may need somebody else to run to a funeral home, if you haven't done the appropriate planning. So it's in some sense it's a numbers game, that this is something that people need to do because they're going to need it.
Yeah, we care about our families. We take care of them every day. This is another way that you have to take care of them, is the bottom line. So.
Right.
Now, real quick question before we close. Lots of seniors here in central Pennsylvania.
Yes.
If they wanted to take care of this right now, but obviously don't want to leave their home, how would they go about reaching out to you?
Well, the best way to reach out to us is with our phone number, which is 717-697-3223. If you need a way to remember that, you mentioned peace of mind. Our number actually spells my peace.
Oh, so, wow, that's great.
697-3223, and we can set up arrangements. So, for people who have someone to, either they are technologically savvy or they want to have some help, we can set up some sort of video conference. We can come out to people's homes in the right case if that's how they feel comfortable. And we have people coming in here. We do take precautions as far as keeping socially distant, and you and I have taken our masks off with a little bit of distance between us, but we're pretty strict about it when we have clients coming in, because we take this very seriously, especially for a more vulnerable population. But we have a number of ways that we can We can meet with clients. They can speak to the nurse who we have on staff if they just have questions. That's free of charge, and just questions about care options, and if it requires a conversation with the attorney, we can set that up in a number of ways.
Great. So you'll make it happen.
We will make it happen.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you very, very much for your time today.
Thank you, Greg.
And this was an awesome experience, and I've learned so much, and I think we need to talk.
I'm happy to talk anytime, and I really look forward to having people come and see us in a couple weeks, October 2nd, 10 a.m. Looking forward to learning about your businesses, and I'd be happy to tell you what we do here.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Patrick.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you all very much, Central Pennsylvania. We love you. We hope you have a great day.